Today we're going to be reading out of the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verses 5 through 7. Haggai 1, 5 through 7. Now this is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thought to your ways. You have planted much, but have harvested little. You eat, but never have enough. You drink, but never have your fill. You put on clothes, but are never warm. You earn wages, only to have them put in a purse with holes in it. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thoughts to your ways.
If God says to the people, consider your ways. The people of Israel had famine, crop failure, and no money. And God says, do you see what's happening to you?
You know, in other words, I guess in today's terms, when he's saying consider your ways, I think he's saying you better check yourself. You better check what path you're on.
That's right. Yeah, just look at our nation today and what's happening. Just like the Israelites, we don't consider that our disobedience is the reason why we're seeing all this. God says, consider your ways.
That's the truth. I'm going to turn to Isaiah 55, verse 7. It says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the evil man his thoughts. Let him turn to the Lord, and he will have mercy on him. And to our God, for he will freely pardon.
Yeah. If we as a nation and individuals, if we humble ourselves and turn from our sin, turn to him, he says he will have mercy. You see, we have a sin problem, and sin is what keeps men from God. God says, let the wicked forsake his way, and when you do, you'll be ready to turn to him.
That's right. You know, when we were studying these verses this week, I thought about a time that I experienced in my life that reminded me of this, kind of a parallel to it. I went hunting with a guy I knew in Mississippi, and I had never been out there before, and he sent me way out on this stand about a mile away, walking up and down hills and over a bridge and through the thicket and everything else, and I found the stand and hunted. And come time to get out the stand, I get out the stand, I'm heading back and I'm reaching for my flashlight. Can't find it. I drop it. So I'm in these deep, thick woods. I've never been there before, and I don't have my flashlight. Part of you wants to panic a little bit, you know? So I just sat there for a second, and I guess after a while, the other guy got back to the camp. He cranked up the four-wheeler and hit the lights. I heard it crank up and I saw the lights. I gathered myself and I'm like, there's a light. I know what direction I'm going. And I started heading on out, and I got to the bike and rolled out. And it's the same thing when we have to consider our ways. You might get off track. You might be in that darkness, but that light, Jesus Christ, is the direction you need to be going. And if you get off track, hey, it happens to everybody. Consider your ways and get back on that track, heading for that light, the light of Jesus.
So you saying you follow the light?
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. Verse 8.
All right. Isaiah 55, 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord.
See, God's way is different from man's way. The gospel is God's way. It is not man-made. The gospel came down from heaven. It's God's gospel.
So we have to ask you today, what path are you on? Are you the one in the darkness, or are you the one headed for that light? Something to consider. This is truth.
See you on the next video.